Hi everybody, welcome back to the Southern Scouser, and it's episode 4 of season 2 of my Football Manager career mode. It's been a little while since episode 3. I've been very busy with the end of season with Liverpool and obviously with the Red Sea podcast. So it's been busy times, but the season is over. Liverpool have finished third, which is a lot better than I thought they would do. Still not quite as good as I did in my first season with the Reds, but we're into season 2. We've had a pretty good start to season 2 as well. Season 1, we did manage to win the league. We did manage to win the cup as well, I believe, the Carabao. But the Champions League eluded us in the semi-final defeat to Juventus. But we currently sit top. Arsenal up next in the Prem. But first, we have Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League. So in terms of transfers, you can see I've signed quite a few players. So Mbappe and Haaland are the main two. Matthias de Ligt at the back. Mere as a backup goalkeeper. James Justin that can play left back or right back. And Milinkovic-Savic in the midfield as well. Memphis Depay came in on a free transfer. So yeah, it's been some good business. Still not where I'd like it to be yet. It's very, very, very good, but I think one more summer it will be absolutely sublime. But yeah, we're going into this game with Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League, resting a few players for that big Arsenal match coming up, and they've been the main rival really in the Premier League. The first season we only just tipped them to the title, weirdly enough, so I couldn't let them win the first title of my career mode. And again, it is them again pushing us so far this season. So in terms of the Champions League so far, we've played Napoli, we've played Rangers. We've beaten both of those. Rangers in the Battle of Britain against Steven Gerrard was good fun. And yeah, home to Kiev, you would expect a pretty straightforward win. So I've managed to rest, hopefully, a few players that I'll be giving matches to in the next fixture against Arsenal. But I'm going to keep an eye on the fitness. I think Fabinho is one I'll probably take off at half time just to keep it as fresh as possible really for that crunch game. But so far 5 shots in 10 minutes, only a couple on target, but Kiev pretty much boxed in so far. And you'd think if we were to win this game, maybe only be one win away from actually qualifying for the knockout stages. So playing Kiev back to back in the middle of the group stages is always good. Playing the weakest team 2 in a row, you can get 6 out of 6 points. You put yourself in a really good position for the last 16. So Curtis Jones is in there today, a player I'd like to see play a bit more now. YNWA has confirmed in real life that he will be on his way this summer. And Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, someone I'd love us to replace him with, scores another absolute belter. So really good strike from him, and that gives us a very well deserved lead really, looking at the shot stats so far. Got lots of subs. Obviously we can only make 3 subs again now. It's not the COVID season, if you like. The first year we could make 5, but we're back to 3 today. And Memphis Depay, instead from the right rather than the left, gets a goal, and that's 2-0 to Liverpool. And as we said, a pretty straightforward win you would expect in this type of game. Only the 3 subs to make though, so I will tactically make those at specific points when required really. But most of this team are probably not going to play against Arsenal. The 1 or 2 obviously will, but there's definitely some players on the bench that I'm going to be bringing in. You know, Mbappe, Haaland, Salah, Robertson and Trent, probably Gini as well. I like to get that midfield fresh, and it's been such a strength of Jurgen Klopp over his Liverpool tenure, hasn't it? Keeping the engine room strong. As Fabinho steps up to take a penalty, usually quite good from the spot on this game, and he does convert. But keeping that midfield room high intensity, high energy, keep it fueled, because something we've struggled with this season in real life is the real change in there. Henderson's and Fabinho haven't really been in there much. Gini's not been his usual self every week either. Obviously knowing in the back of his mind he's on his way, and Curtis Jones has come in and out, Thiago's come in and out. So we have missed that, as well as the centre-back partnerships, and the front three, pretty much only one of them continued to score regularly. So it was a perfect storm. So there's definitely 1 or 2 players that, it's a great goal from Savic. There's definitely 1 or 2 players I'd like Liverpool to bring in this summer. They have actually announced someone today. Ibrahima Konate, has come in from RB Leipzig for £36 million. So that's a done deal. Something that we knew that was in the pipeline. So Kabak's probably on his way out. Whether Phillips decides to follow him out as well and search some first team football after pretty much it's going to be hard to top this season for him in terms of his whole career. So think it's probably time to move on rather than be a fourth choice, maybe even a fifth choice centre back at Liverpool. Ben Davies is another one where I don't know why we bothered. Honestly, could have literally not even bothered. Reece Williams needs a loan for sure. Savic looks for his hat trick and would be a pretty impressive one. But Fabinho is definitely a player we need to look at giving a little bit of a break to currently. We'll put Genie on in there. He can do a pretty decent job. But yeah, there's definitely a few more players we need to sign. As I've said on this game, I think we need a backup goalie that's better than what we have at the moment. I think we need a left back and a right back backup that's better than we have at the moment. I don't rate Smikas and I don't rate Nico Williams enough yet. Centre back looks good. If Matip, Gomez and Van Dijk come back, that's 4. Would we keep a 5th just in case, potentially? Fabinho can obviously go back in there, but it shows you how crucial he is in the midfield. So Henderson could obviously play in the DM role as well. So if we had him fit and available again, that would be fine. Yeah, this game looks pretty much dead and buried unless Kiev can create something here. Savic and Mane are the next two, probably going to be looking to come off in this one. So look, could swap Mane for Salah quite easily, couldn't we? They're both going to stay fresh, and possibly Savic for Thiago. I think that's a pretty good move. So Mane and Gomez over here. So obviously I've got Justin that can play left and right back, but I decided to rest both fullbacks today. So Gomez is filling in at right back for me. Not a position I particularly rate him in, but good enough for today. Genie on the ball here then with Memphis Depay. Hits it wide. But Liverpool sitting on 9. Rangers and Napoli obviously are currently playing each other and have to play each other again. So really, if we was to beat Kiev in that next game, should be qualified. Literally, officially, should be having that little queue next to us. Thiago intercepts then, looks possibly to the right. There's not really anyone there at the minute. Gomez not quite as forward thinking as Trent, but he does still find the assist, and Mo Salah, who's only just come on, makes it 5 and really helping the goal difference situation that I don't really think we'll need to rely on, but particularly in this game, in this group, sorry. But Real Madrid struggling in Group E, look, with Chelsea and Salzburg currently occupying the 2 qualification spots. Real Sociedad and Dortmund is an interesting group, not particularly strong. Benfica in there as well. It's going to be interesting next season with the Champions League group draw, isn't it? With Villarreal winning the Europa League means that they will now be a first seed, I believe, in the Champions League draw, which is very, very bizarre. But you would expect the usual league winners of Italy, Spain, and England, Germany, and France to also be first seeds, but PSG won't be a first seed because Lille won the league. So you could get Villarreal or Lille as your seeded team, or you could get Liverpool, Bayern, Inter Milan, Villarreal. So it's a real mix. So I'll probably do a video on that at some point about looking at who's going to be in what pot for which for the draw. There could be some interesting groups of death and interesting, very easy groups as well. Weaker ones. Dynamo Kiev get one back right at the end, but yeah, we looked dead on our feet. I don't know why we're all so knackered. It was a pretty straightforward win, wasn't it? So as I say, Arsenal next in the Premier League. That's the next big game. The first versus second again. So join me in a moment. Hi guys, welcome back. Ready for that Arsenal match now. Thiago, Mbappe, Salah, Haaland, all back in the starting 11 as well as Trent and Robertson. Here we go. Big game for Liverpool. Hopefully it can stretch our lead at the top of the league, as you'll see here, hopefully in a moment. Some ex-Liverpool players in the Arsenal squad. Origi's still up front for them. He got loads of goals for them last season, almost led them to the title. Here's Mbappe, Haaland, and that's 1-0 already after 30 seconds. What a great start. The two wonder kids linking up together. Minamino also in the Arsenal squad as well. Don't know if he's playing at the minute. But Liverpool take a very early lead. So 4 points clear as it stands. Arsenal do have Minamino in the 10 at the moment, just behind Origi. So you would hope we'd be able to beat them. Erling Haaland almost doubling our lead, and his tally for the day as well. Mahrez is there as well for Arsenal. Trent into Mbappe, and what a finish, what a goal. 2-0. You love to see it. I'm not sure what's happened there. Offside potentially going to save us, but I'm not too sure why Alisson just decided to stop playing. Maybe he was pretty confident it was offside, but not sure why you'd just leave that ball and let it go in. Very strange decision. So 2-0 already. Liverpool looking a bit unbeatable at the moment. Top of the league, going through in the Champions League. Be nice to get a domestic cup as well. The FA Cup's been one that's avoided Liverpool for quite some time now. So it'd be nice to get that a little bit more recent success in that competition. Carabao's also been a while till we won it last year, virtually. Still a while in real life, about 10 years since we won that as well. Very successful competition for us in the past, the League Cup and all the other names it's been called. Worthington, Coca-Cola, Carabao, Carling. Might be time to scrap it really. Mo Salah, and it's a simple goal. Trent down the right into Mo Salah. And it's 3-0. This was the big game in this episode, and wow, we have absolutely turned up on fire. Approaching half time, and then, as you say, I mean, it looks like I've done the right thing. I've rested all my best players for this game, and Liverpool absolutely flying. So something I probably didn't do as well as I could have done last season was the scheduling and checking the next game coming up. So rather than playing your best team against West Brom or in a Champions League game that you don't really need to win particularly to go through, I could have rested a few players and done some more in the league. But Erling Haaland gets his brace. Liverpool 4-0 up. Memories of that crazy game at Anfield. I think we won 5-1. I think Martin Skirtle might have been on the score sheet a couple of times with some headers. Daniel Sturridge as well scored a good goal. Suarez, I'm sure, was on the score sheet as well that day. I think we were 4-0 up at half time, or 4-1. So it's a very similar game to that one. But Liverpool running away with the league as it stands. 4 points clear after 10 games. Won 9, lost 1. I think we lost to Chelsea, which can happen. So we approach the hour mark then. Trent, Fabinho, Mbappe, Salah all looking a little bit tired. Not sure why Trent is. He didn't even play a minute in the last game. All the midfield starting to look a little bit tired as well. So we'll get Depay on for for Mbappe, sorry. Gomez can come on for Trent. Fabinho's on a booking. So we'll put Thiago back there. Bring on Curtis Jones. Keep it fresh. 20 minutes to go in this one then. Joe Gomez on the right again. Finds Mo Salah. Back to Joe Gomez. Into the middle. Haaland looking for his hat-trick, but not to be at that time. Haaland, Mbappe, Salah and Haaland on the score sheet so far. Fabinho picking up that yellow card, so I've removed him from the game. Corner here for Arsenal. It's bundled in by Pepe. Or Joe Gomez gets the final touch for an own goal. Interesting one. He's sort of on the post and he sort of clears it, but doesn't really, just sort of hits him and goes in. So a bit harsh for an own goal, but not the end of the world. Salah really starting to struggle now, but still we're back to the 3 subs, so you'll have to make it through this last 7 minutes. Thiago to Savic to Jones. Good little run from him, but a bit sloppy with the ball. Gomez up to Haaland again, asking a lot of him there. Robertson into Salah, struggling for space, but Joe Gomez finds Haaland, who finds Savic, who again gets on the score sheet, and Liverpool lead 5-1. And as I said, memories of that old Arsenal match a few seasons ago. We have the same score. Just got to keep plugging away, being consistent, winning the matches you should win, coming out on top in the big ones. So that's full time, guys. 5-1 win. Carabao Cup next up against Birmingham in the 4th round. I'll see you in a moment. Hi guys, welcome back. I've just decided to sim the Birmingham game. 2-0 win for the Reds. Didn't think it was really worth playing through. I dropped a few players, brought in a few backup players. So again, Everton next in the Premier League. The Carabao Cup quarter-final draw is on the horizon as well. So if the loading's not too long, we'll stick with it and see what happens. Hopefully we'll get someone decent in the Carabao Cup draw, because otherwise it's just a little bit boring. But yeah, it's quite an easy competition to win. You only got to win a few games and suddenly you're in, really. But Everton away, the horrible place and the memories of last season. Van Dijk getting that horrific ACL injury from Jordan Pickford as well. Thiago picked up a nasty knock as well from Richarlison, who received his marching orders that day. But yeah, hopefully it's a little bit more successful for us this time round. The Carabao Cup draw is West Ham away. Kiev again on the horizon in the Champions League, so potentially could have last 2 games as dead rubbers in the Champions League. So will the revamp of the Champions League potentially improve that and make that a bit more interesting? Because again, if you get your work done early, the last 2 in Europe can be a little bit of a waste of time. A bit unfair. Teams that need to qualify and that play you, and you play your reserves and they win, and a team that's already played you when you did need to win and they lose. It seems a little bit unfair. So we'll see if the revamp in 2024 does indeed have an impact on that kind of thing. Away goals is being looked at as well in Europe, so is that potential change that we might see coming in soon? An expanded tournament potentially as well. Maybe more games played, a little mini league table, something like that, or it'd be interesting. I think there's definitely room for improvement. I think they already changed it once before when I first started following football. There was 2 group stages, which again just took forever. But it's definitely been streamlined, but I think it could probably be improved and updated once again. But looking at who we're going to play today, Thiago keeps dropping out the squad when I quick pick. Not too sure why. Trent is going to be obviously playing. Mo Salah again, obviously going to play. Other than that, I think that's pretty much our strongest team, so we're going to crack on with this one. Away to Everton in the Premier League. Is what it is. If we lose, we lose, but we've got a pretty healthy lead at the top of the table, so 15 minutes to go for the rest of this episode, hopefully, or so. Should be able to get this game in and potentially the final Kiev game and get through this group. But Everton and Arsenal, 2 good Premier League games to see in this episode. Revenge Tour, as my co-host James says on Red Sea. Definitely on the stop of the Revenge Tour at Goodison Park for the 21-22 season, and a place we want to banish some demons as well. At Anfield we lost as well to Everton, so I know we drew at Goodison, but the memories felt like a loss with Van Dijk and Thiago, as I mentioned, picking up those injuries. But yeah, obviously they came to Anfield and won for the first time in a long time, as Mo Salah should do better really, and usually does from that position. Everton finished in 10th this season, which, just completely banter, isn't it? The amount of money they've spent more than we have, and they sit in 10th position below the likes of Leeds, who've only just been promoted. Absolutely shocking. Ancelotti in charge, so I don't know if it's just one of them things where the manager's right, but it's such a big job, and you know, you bringing in Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison through to the first team, Alan, you know, decent players. James Rodriguez came in and then just disappeared, and they've still got a lot of average players in that team. The goalie for me is one. The back four, apart from Godfrey, is pretty bang average. The midfield is pretty poor as well. So there's definitely, I think they're sort of halfway to a decent 11. Digne is a good player. Max Aarons potentially could come in at right back, but I think goalie, another centre back, a couple of midfielders. Tom Davies isn't good enough, and a bit more support for Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin going forward. So still 0-0 in this one. It's very juttery. Sorry about that. Normally it's not. Normally it's quite smooth, but the gameplay is a bit juttery today. So Mbappe on a really good run. He beats 2, he beats 3, he beats 4. Doesn't find the finish though. You can actually see Goodison Park out the window and the stairs of Anfield as you go up to the higher levels. But, I imagine they look a lot across to us, a lot more than we do at them. A couple of yellow cards already. You'd expect nothing less in a derby. Still half an hour out and 0-0 in this one. Oh my word. So a cross comes in from Alex Iwobi and it pretty much avoids everybody except Calvert-Lewin at the back post. Liverpool find themselves 1-0 down. It's really poor. It's Van Dijk that misses his header of all people. Not what you'd expect. Half an hour gone. We've got an hour. Can we salvage something here? Mo Salah gets to the byline but doesn't find a man. De Ligt finds Trent, but it's all very congested. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic works across well, but again, the delivery is not the level required. Mo Salah into Godfrey, clears. It's weird seeing Genie now. I've kind of accepted that he's left, but he did mention he'd like to stay, so I offered him the contract to do that. Oh, and it's a mix-up at the back from Everton, and Haaland can't take advantage of it. Hits the post. It's all Liverpool still. Mbappe again on a great run. Finds Mo Salah. And there's Liverpool's goal. 1-1. Counter-attack. Just what we needed. Plenty of time till half-time. We could even go in ahead if we keep this up. I'm not sure who Azmoun is for Everton up top, but Calvert-Lewin for the goal. But Savic and Trent, as I mentioned, on yellow cards, so might keep an eye on those two. Trent again struggling with fitness. Not great. Virgil's still 100%, Haaland's still 100%. Either they've got great fitness or they've not worked hard enough. So it's a corner for Everton, but Liverpool again looking to counter-attack against Everton. Salah finds Haaland. He's quite wide for a shot, but he is brought down. And the referee says pen. VAR will have a look. For me it looks soft. But it is a pen, and Mo Salah will step up to take it. And he scores! Liverpool flip this game on its head. They now lead 2-1. Back from 1-0 down. Very, very good. So that's restored our 4-point lead at the top of the league table. We've just got to keep on going. 10 out of 11 wins would be very nice. Trent is really struggling out there, so I will give James Justin a go there. He's on a yellow card as well, so that's a very sensible decision. Mo Salah and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic are the other two that are starting to tire, but we've got plenty of options. Mbappe can swap to the right and we'll bring on Sadio Mane for Mo. And Savic is also on a yellow card, so it makes sense to bring him out and bring Thiago on. Genie definitely more of a box-to-box than Thiago is for sure. Deep line playmaker, Thiago. Definition of, really. So Robertson on a great run, one of his good little runs. He's still going, bless him. He finds Mbappe, who finds Erling Haaland, who's one-on-one, and Pickford makes a save. Should probably have scored. Haaland had a good start for us last season, did get that leg break, and we did miss him for the closing stages, but it's good to see him back in among the goals this season. Fabinho, I'm sure that was a cross or a shot, but So Kenny gives the ball away to De Ligt. Mbappe finds Haaland, and this time Pickford again is equal to it. Ronaldo, Mbappe, Robertson all starting to struggle as well for fitness. Justin cuts out the ball. Someone I think would have potentially got in the England squad had he not got that ACL injury for Leicester. Sadio Mane on a yellow card, blasts the ball over the goal. Definitely been a derby match. It's been very close, very closely contested. A right battle, but Liverpool still with the lead, and Haaland finally gets his goal. It's a ball over the top from Gini Wijnaldum, and that was delightful. Decore giving the ball away in midfield. Wijnaldum really quick thinking. Keane misses his header, and Haaland's not going to miss a third time. 3-1 win, 1-0 down. Really good comeback from the Reds. And we might just have time for the Kiev second game after this one as well. Five to go then. Albeit a monumental comeback from Everton now, we should have the points in the bag. Everton on the attack here. First time they've had the ball in our half pretty much in this second half. Corner ball. Masuaku. Holgate. They've still got a few of those sort of not top 4, not even top 6 team players. So as I mentioned, they do need to do a little bit of work in this off-season for sure. Justin finds Wijnaldum, he finds Fabinho. Liverpool keeping the ball here. De Ligt lobs it forward for no apparent reason. And Moise Keane gets a goal right at the death. Really weird play from Liverpool there. Their own demise, really. Minute left to avoid conceding an equaliser. That should be that, but 3-2 win for Liverpool. I think the scoreline suggests it was closer than it was. Liverpool 3 goals in the middle of Everton's 2 either side of that. But Dynamo Kiev next in the Champions League. See you in a moment. That should be the last one of the episode. Hi guys, welcome to the last game of the episode. Dynamo Kiev away. Liverpool already perfect in this Champions League group stage so far. 3 wins from 3. Looking to make it 4 wins from 4 and realistically qualify with a win for the knockout round. Again, I've played a few different backup players. I've got Mere in goal, Justin, Gomez, Jones, Mane, Jota, Depay and Thiago all come into the 11. Rangers playing Napoli in the other game in this group, and if that was a draw, I think we would actually qualify. Early not for Depay, but he looks okay. Remember Dynamo Kiev, when they used to have Shevchenko up front, might have even been Sergei Rebrov as well. They had a cracking team back then. Not quite so much these days, but still a threat, still in Europe. And as I mentioned that, they almost get in and score. Mere with a good save though. Really good option as a backup goalie, Alex Mere from Napoli. So he's playing against in a group with his old team as well, but good to give him a game here and there, and he's far better than Adrian, and I think Kelleher's not quite ready yet. Especially on this game, he's only worth about 300k, so kind of the level we're looking at. Mere's worth 20 million. But pretty even start to this match so far. Liverpool yet to really trouble the goalkeeper of Kiev, and Curtis Jones with a lovely finish. Really placed that in the corner. It's got a Gary McAllister finish. Robertson and Depay down that left-hand side into Curtis Jones, has got loads of space and slots it right in the corner. The goalie almost jumps over the top of the ball and probably should do better, but Liverpool lead, and as it stands, currently going through to the knockout round at a canter, really. Fabinho want to book him, which isn't ideal. I'm a little bit tired. Might have to get Fabinho off at half time. Is that a penalty though? Could be the goal that gets us through, if it is given and if it is scored, of course. Fabinho, last act of this match may be to actually take a penalty. No, they've not given it. for a change. So that is half time. I will just give Fabinho a rest now in the second half. I think Genie can do, as I mentioned before, a decent job back there. So again, as it stands, Liverpool going through. Can we avoid conceding in this game? That's all we need to do. Justin finds Mane on the right hand side this time. Mane can play left or right quite comfortably. Justin again finds Mane, who finds Thiago, and the second time of asking, and the third time of asking, this time from Jota. The ball does find the back of the net, and he's another good option to have up front as well when you want to rest Erling Haaland through the middle. Really used Jota as a backup striker this season rather than a winger, because we've got Mane, Depay, Salah and Mbappe that can really all do that. And I could use Mbappe through the middle and Jota wide, but I like to play Mbappe and Haaland together, so Mbappe's kind of found himself on the wide areas so far. Liverpool with a second penalty shout of the day, and this time it is awarded, but this time I'm not sure who the taker will be. Curtis Jones then steps up, and he does miss, unfortunately for him. All our normal penalty takers are gone. Milner was brilliant. I did move him on. Salah and Fabinho not on the pitch, so Curtis Jones decided to step up, and unfortunately he didn't quite manage to get that one in. I thought Thiago might have taken it personally, or Depay, but not to worry. Thiago finds Memphis, and Liverpool wrap up this game. 3-0 win. 3 points coming back to Liverpool. And as it stands, Rangers and Napoli still level, which means we are going through, or have they not yet started their game? I don't think it's updating their score, so we'll have to see what happens there. We're on the early kickoff, I didn't realise. So Thiago to Jones, Jones to Wijnaldum, Wijnaldum to Robertson, into the box, and Memphis Depay again on the score sheet. 2 for him, 5 for Liverpool, and a lovely way to end this episode. Very strong result. Could have been more with the penalty as well. But yeah, a really strong result here for Liverpool. Not sure what's happening there. Very interesting free kick. Referee says that's a foul. Again, all caused by our own downfall. Really ridiculous. Very empty stadium. I think they've all gone home. No penalty again this time at that end. Free kick on the edge of the box though. I'll have to try and fix that juttery for the next episode. I'm not sure why that is. So 4-0 win for Liverpool. We'll have a look at the Rangers Napoli result as well. That could be Liverpool through to the last 16 of the Champions League, and we could rest. Yep, we are through. Napoli won over Rangers, but that means that we qualify at least in second place. I don't think we're guaranteed to win the group as of yet, but that confirms our spot in the knockout stages. So thanks for joining me again, guys. I'll catch you next time. This has been the Southern Scouser. Take care.